How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the No Time to Explain podcast. We're here with Samson, Justin, that's me, Hunter, and our special guest today, we have Sean Sakamano.
Close.
Sean Sakamano. Sean
He asked me like how to spell your name today.
How to spell it?
He didn't get it. Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't ask you.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You literally asked me. Yeah, yesterday you asked me how to spell Sean's name.
Oh, no, because there's different ways to spell Sean.
Yeah, how did you say it? You thought it?
Because I've seen Sean spelled S-H-A-U-n.
No, yeah.
And then I've seen
Well,
Sean
that's-
S-E-A-N.
That's for women. S-H-A-U.
Oh, really?
That's
and
there's a
then
woman.
typically,
Like Sean White.
typically for
Sean White's
yeah,
a woman,
Sean-
I
Wait,
guess.
Sean White spelled like that.
Hey man, is an outlier. You don't know these days.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, actually.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that is very true.
We're just going. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
So we're just going to jump into some questions for Sean today. So starting off, every guest we ask them the same first question. So who are you and what do you do?
What do I do? Well, currently I'm a college student up in Wisconsin. I'm over there to playing college football, majoring in psychology. Trying to get a good college experience rather than staying at home. And then, I come back home and I hang out with these dorks, and I have a good time. So,
Okay. So you said you go to college in Wisconsin, and you're playing football there. So tell us about that. Tell us about Wisconsin and how that's been so far.
all right. Well, the climate is horrible.
Probably a very drastic change from Florida, right?
Oh, dude. I mean, just to get started, I know one of our practices, it was like negative 10 degrees. I was like, man, what is this? You go from like 90-something degrees to like negative 10, negative 15. It's just horrible. It's super windy. Then it's raining on top of it, or snowing, or a mix of both.
There's a tornado in the background.
Yeah, and you see people, I swear to you, there was this one guy, he was a fifth-year senior, and we were having this, like, costume day. It was towards the end of the year. This guy shows up in just underwear for practice. Just underwear. And we're wearing the helmets and stuff, going through, like, walkthroughs and stuff. And it's freezing, and this guy's just out there, just warm. And I'm over here freezing. I got, like, 4 layers on. But, yeah, I mean, it's definitely drastic. I wasn't born here, but I could basically say I was a native since I've been here for so long. It's just the humidity, it actually kind of helps you breathe, I feel like. Because when you go over there, it's almost like you could chew the air. It's so thick and it's so dry that during camp, my freshman year, I went into an incident where, like, these rooms were, like, caked in dust. And I'm allergic to dust. And my tongue and my throat got so swollen that one time I woke up and I literally started choking on my uvula. I swear to you, I started choking on my uvula. I literally couldn't breathe. I woke up, I went, oh shit. And my roommate, he's and I'm like, dude.
Oh my
God. And then, like, it was so bad, dude. I was trying to, like, it was almost like I was trying to puke to get rid of it, but I couldn't. And my mouth was so dry, and I had to miss an entire week of practice to it. And I go to my trainer, and he's like, oh, maybe just a spider bit your throat or something, like climbed in your mouth and bit you. Thanks, bro. But yeah, I mean, there's several. Dude, there's so many stories going up there. I mean, one of the things is, and I'll try and keep it PG. Like in Florida, I mean, everyone knows. Like if you played a sport, you know about the locker room scenarios.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean. You guys
We had
been in
talked
the
about
locker
that
room.
last week with Tyler and his naked high school.
Man, it was even worse up there because these are grown men. This isn't, teenagers. We're not 17. They're 20. We have like 24-year-old men because of the COVID years and the red shirt / gray shirt years. And you see just like 130 penises just every day. Every day. I mean, you got dudes who swing them around like a helicopter.
No, stop.
But this was the worst incident. I'm about to tell you right now, the worst thing I've ever seen. I'll never forget to this day. I'm trying to keep it PG.
This is PG?
This is PG. So I'm with he's my roommate, my future roommate, who's also named Sean, believe it or not.
Nice.
So we're sitting, like, I'm right here, he's sitting here, and then we have a guy in the middle. And this fifth year, we have another fifth year, and he walks over. He's naked. Everyone's naked, just got out of the shower. It's like a 4-hour practice. And he's like, hey, come here, Brick. His name was, his name was Brick. Grady, his name was Brick. Cool, one of the coolest dudes I've met. And he walks over to him, and the Brick's like, man, what do you want now? And he goes, what'd you say to me? He's like, man, what do you want? So he grabs him by his scrotum and squeezes it and holds him by it. And it literally turns purple. It turns purple. Him in his face. It turns purple. And I'm just looking at Sean, and we're like this. I go and grab my pants. Give me this. Get me that out of here. No way. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's just getting started. I mean, there's some other ones I can't think of right now, but it's definitely been fun. It's been fun. It's new. It's better than just going home after every day.
I think if someone came up to me and just grabbed my scrotum, instant neck chop. Like you're not gonna be
able to. I mean, the guy was. He was done. He was done. I was like, dude, get me out of here. What did I sign up for? But yeah, that's just a little bit. Oh no, I got one more story. So we're at a party, and they have a football house.
Okay.
And it's the same guy who had grabbed Brick's shaft in his scrotum. He grabs him by the back of his head, and he's got hair like Hunter's.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He grabs him by the back of the head, literally pulls his head down, and puts tequila down his throat and forces him to drink it. And the guy is like, I'm just like, dude, what am I doing here? But it's like, they're all laughing and stuff, having a good time, and I'm just like scared for my life. Yeah. Just, what am I doing here? Mm-hmm. Because if you want to know something about Wisconsin, that's where people get drunk. I mean, if you want to look at the top 50 states,
they're up there.
Or like top 50 counties, it's literally all of Wisconsin. Okay. And maybe there might be one that's like outside of the state. Literally one. Wow. It's like 47, 48 counties or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, these people are crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Even the dart, we go to like darties and stuff.
What's a darty?
So we sit in a circle. we sit in a circle like this, and we all have drinks in front of our feet. We're sitting behind them. The drinks are there. You have real darts, and you're trying to throw it across this circle, and this circle is like 15, 20 feet. You're trying to hit the can. And wherever you hit the can is how much the person drinks. So if you hit the bottom, they got to shotgun the whole thing. If you hit the middle, you only got to do the top half. And one time, I had seen someone get a dart thrown into their calf.
What? Oh,
yeah, into their calf. And then again, it's like, what am I doing? But then it's still a good time. I mean, so far I haven't gotten it, but I've gotten hit in my calf, but I try to sit as far back as possible. One time, I got called a pussy for it. What are you doing back there? Scoot up. I'm like, no, man. I care about my body. I don't want to dart.
You say you're in the dark when you do this?
No. You're in the daytime. So it's a daytime party playing darts. Darty. It's like... Yeah, and then
a dart party.
Yeah, literally. And they'll do this darty like at like 10 in the morning, and then later at night they'll go and party again at the bar or like these big homes that we have, and then go to the bar. And so they're basically drinking 2-3 times a day. What the heck? Yeah, that's crazy. On the weekend, it's wild.
It's nonstop.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All right. Like it never stops.
No, it's every weekend. Even on Wednesdays too. Like we have advisement days. Most schools don't have this. So we'll have random days off for like teacher planning and stuff like that, believe it or not. And people will be like, oh, it's advisement eve. So let's say if we have advisement on Wednesday, Tuesday night, people are getting hammered.
Yep.
Wow. That day. Like on a Tuesday, just getting slammed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's just a little bit of my life.
The Wisconsin football life.
Yeah.
So going more into like your schooling part of Wisconsin, like how's school been in general, not like football wise?
Actually pretty good. I know there's some classes that are hard. like especially like we actually have some pretty good science programs that have been challenging. I know this year I took a drugs class, chemical substances and behavior. And it was a very hard class. I mean, you have to know like every active ingredient to every like drug. Yeah. And it was just like our professor it was kind of weird because our professor would be like, you know, I would never try these drugs after he would like forget half of his lesson. So one time we're in class and we're in the middle of a lesson and then he's like, this song is stuck in my head. And we're all just like, what is he talking about? So then he goes to his computer. He starts playing a song on Spotify. He's like, this. What is
during
going
class?
on? Yes, during class. And everyone's just like, after he's like, dude, I would never do drugs. Never. I mean, I've thought about making an opium den, but I would never do it. We're like, but I mean, the classes are fun. They're small, so you actually feel like you can learn something.
Yeah.
I hear at public schools, it's like 500 kids.
Yeah, you go to private school, right?
Yeah, it's small private.
You, Danny, both go to private schools.
Yeah.
So, but do you get screwed over by your private school? Because Danny said.
Are you talking about like
financially? In general.
Financially, yeah, definitely yes. I mean, I'm gonna have some loans. Luckily, my parents are helping out, and possibly even my Nona. But I mean, some of the professors, you could definitely tell they have a strong leaning towards some political sides.
Oh yeah.
Like whether that be liberal, libertarian, conservative, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they're all very like extreme, and it's just like, man,
teach me about drugs and do your job.
Yeah, like for us being in a Catholic school, private Catholic school, we had to take theology. And for theology, you know, you're thinking about, I'm going to learn about the Ten Commandments and the Bible and all this other stuff. Turns out we were talking about BLM and
in theology class.
Yes, and George Floyd and all this other stuff. Yeah, for our theology class, that's what we talked about. Yeah, like racism.
What kind of theology is that?
I don't know. Her name was Karen, so I mean,
I was
that doesn't surprise me. Yeah. But no, I remember in this one class I actually got into a little debacle with one of the students because she said something about how we face slavery in this country. And look, I don't talk in class, but this is the one time I was like, no. I was like, where do you see slavery in this country? She's like, it's all over. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, she's referring to a book here. We had read a book, and it said lynching was a form of slavery, or like burning down buildings and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I thought in my head, well, you know, the BLM movement, all those people. There's a counter. But I'm like, so my professor is trying to tell us lynching was a form of slavery. I mean, I guess it had to like correlate with slavery. I mean, yeah, I guess. Yeah. But I'm like, well, where do you see people getting lynched in the streets? Yeah. And she's like, I'm seeing it all over.
Name one.
And I'm just like, where do you live? Yeah, where do you live? And I told her, I'm like, look, what happened in the past was definitely not like a good part of history for us. It wasn't. And like, I was like, can you at least say we made some sort of improvements in our country? People are not being hung anymore. They're not being hung.
That's quite an improvement if you ask me. I mean,
it's an improvement, but I mean, we still have a lot of problems to this day. I mean, we got a lot of problems in this country. But, I mean, you can at least say we're a little bit better. She's like, no, we're not. No, we're not.
So she's basically saying it's been the same.
You can't argue with people like that.
I can't argue with that.
Their mindset is already set. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You can't change it.
We're not sitting here doing this. I don't know, but it was an interesting class. And I'm sure the teacher, she didn't really like what I had to say either. Sure so it affected my final exam score, believe it or not.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it affected my final exam score.
Can't teachers get in trouble for that, though?
They could. They could. But
here's the thing. You file a report, and then you say that, and they're like,
it makes it worse, probably.
Whatever.
Right?
Yeah, and then I took a social problems class, and my lord. She was definitely one of those professors where like if you were a white individual, she had some sort of bias against you. She was also white too. Yeah. Especially if you're a white male, she had some sort of bias against
white Christian male.
Yes.
No.
So let's say we're talking about being able to afford schooling, and some people have a harder time of being able to afford schooling because of their parents and how much money they have, and the overall education some people might get is less than some others because we don't have enough school funding in this country. So she was saying, all these white people go to school, go to college and have a better opportunity. And I was like, well, everyone kind of has an equal opportunity to go to college, but some do have it harder than others. And she's like, well, white people this, white people that. And I was like, well, if we want to talk about all these white people going to college, why don't we talk about affirmative action where minorities go to college for free and we have to pay?
That's what I was going to say. Whenever you go and look at like scholarships and whatnot, there's scholarships for black people, for Hispanic people, for this and that type of people. But then you go and you look for white people scholarships. They don't exist. They're not a thing. Yeah. And they're like, I will give them money. But then if you're white, then you don't get scholarships. It's not like that.
Yeah, like I understand helping people, like a group that has been through a lot. I understand that. But you can't like act like it doesn't exist. Like you can't. Literally every minority at my school goes there for free. But they want to try and act like they're oppressed. You're not oppressed.
You're literally getting paid to go there. They're giving me money to come be oppressed. No.
Literally, but it's not my fault if you go and decide to ruin your life when you're given these opportunities. I don't know, dude, but I when you go to a private liberal arts school, you're definitely gonna meet some people that are very extreme. That are just set.
I feel like we're so free now. Like after all that's been going on in America, we're so free that we try to like imprison ourselves to like prove something. Yeah. Like to have a cause to fight for. Because we were so good back then, or not back then, like far back then. But like we've made a lot of improvement to where we've made so much improvement to where we're all equal to a point where it's like, now we have to find something to fight for. Let's cause a problem and then fight for it. You know what I mean? Like that's just how I see it.
We always are having to look for something now.
Yeah, because you can never be satisfied with absolute peace.
Satisfied, never.
There's always got to be something going on.
So now, I wanted to shift, more so away from racism. But so you told me like a week or two back, Sean, that you have this professor that you took a class, I think it was philosophy or whatever, and he's on a game show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
want to talk about that?
Yeah, he actually happens to be my favorite professor.
Okay.
Like of all the years we have been in school, he's my favorite.
Is he like
professor.
really smart?
Yeah. But the reason why I liked him so much is because when he would talk about these articles and these studies and all these papers, he would only talk from the perspective of the author. He would never include his opinion on anything.
That's how everything should be.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Never included his opinion on anything.
That's how all teachers should be.
And I absolutely love that. And I'm just telling you a little bit of background here. Like, I mean, he would listen to my conversations with some other people, including my roommate now, and he would like start laughing and stuff. And we're like, man, we would always try and figure out which way he leaned. You can never tell, and that's why I liked him. But anyway, going to the game show, he's been doing it for like at least a week, and I think he's accumulated over $200,000.
Dang!
Already on Jeopardy. Already on Jeopardy, and
you can look him up.
He's like, you
really?
can.
There's a bunch of articles.
Yeah, his name is Dr. Benjamin Chan. He's a cool dude. I mean, I've even thought about it. Like when I turned 21, hey, you want to go to the bar or something? But
I mean, that's somebody you can actually learn from, you know?
But he was like, 75% of the stuff on there you can study, but the other 25% you just got to know.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how do you know the other 25%? You just got to be that smart, I guess. I wouldn't be able to know that.
Yeah.
I'd probably
Bill-
be out after the first
Fill yourself with random knowledge and host one of those questions.
But that lets you know how much that dude knew, and he
Yeah.
never spoke about his opinion on anything. Which why he was such a great professor.
Yeah.
But
He's an objective-based teacher.
yeah, that's how he should be.
Yeah.
And also,
Not today.
another thing. So, about your campus. So, you told me a year back, I think, that your cafeteria.
Yeah.
What is the power rankings on your cafeteria?
Number 4 in the country.
That is crazy.
Wait, what?
It's number 4 in the
Like,
country.
what type of food do you guys have in there?
Filet mignon.
To be honest, it should not be number 4 in the country. But it
When
is.
did they buy that number?
Probably. I mean, but sometimes the food is really good. Sometimes they can make a really nice, like, Asian wok, really nice cutlets. Like, oh, what was it? Oh, I'm not thinking. What is it? I'm not remembering. It was like this pesto pasta that was really good. They have really good. They have some really good food, and then other days it's just like, man,
They dropped the ball.
yeah, it's just like, what is this?
Yeah.
I know for breakfast it's kind of basic. They'll do like omelets and French toast sticks. Sometimes they're good.
Like,
Sometimes
we got
you
that
can
at
tell they've
USF.
been sitting.
What, omelets?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
like the French toast sticks and stuff, dude. I would love to
I
have
don't
that
eat in
at
the
USF.
cafeteria. I'm afraid.
They make
Dude,
banana
it's
bread.
bad.
But yeah, they make banana bread. Sometimes they'll do
Oh,
biscuits and
I love
gravy.
banana bread.
I mean, it's good.
Yeah.
And then other days it's like, man, you get runny omelets. It's just like they're wet. It's just,
No,
eh.
dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, number 4 in the country. It
Yeah.
lets me know. I mean, do you guys know your guys' schools?
Probably like
Oh,
last.
we're like down
I
there.
think you guys. I think we looked
I
it
think
up.
we looked it up before.
Wasn't it in the hundreds?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely in the hundreds.
What's
I think
out
it
of-
was
what
like
is it, out of
180
fit-
or something. Or
out of
like,
what?
It wasn't like the worst, but
Or
it's
130.
Like mid.
Yeah.
Is 97?
So 97?
I think we moved up a little bit.
97?
Yeah.
I think we- I don't even
I'll
know.
take that.
Wait, we're breaking 100.
Yeah.
Wait, out of what though?
Out of like
Out of
300.
Probably
all
thousands.
the
It's got to
schools
be
in the
thousands.
nation. Yeah.
Like out of the schools in America?
Yeah, there's got to be thousands.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
not-
So
it's not
that's actually
terrible
not that
at all.
bad at all.
If you're in the top 100,
or 97 out of like thousands, I'll take that.
That's a dub. And
At
you
least we're not
also-
getting poisoned.
You also said that sometimes the Packers even come over there.
Yeah, they do. Even
Really?
teams that go to play will even go over to like our facilities and stuff and go check them
That's
out. Go
pretty
to the
cool.
calf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
why?
Just to check it out.
Because he's right next to
I'm
Green
literally
Bay.
10 minutes away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You ever
literally.
seen Aaron Rodgers?
No, I have not. I don't
You
know
think you're
if
gonna see him again?
Probably not.
And you guys did have a person who walked on to like a rookie minicamp, right? For the Packers?
Yeah.
A safety?
Yeah,
Oh,
his name was
really?
Kendall. He ended up going to the Seattle Sea Dragons, XFL.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. So he didn't make their team, but he ended up going to the XFL. I don't know if he's still there or not.
Yeah.
That's a
Who
start though.
knows?
Yeah.
That is
that's
a
how
start.
you get to the
Crazy.
NFL.
And then we actually had another guy this year. He was a 6th year.
Oh,
Believe
wow.
it or not, a 6th year. Very good. I think he was he All American? I think we're D3, so it's nothing crazy, but I think he was All American.
Yeah.
And I think he's trying out for the Packers too. He was a safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still good.
Yeah.
No matter
He
D3,
was-
just
he was-
any professional.
He's good. I mean, if you really think about it, no matter the stars of the division, you're still part of the 7% that play college sports.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're still
Yeah.
part of that rare breed. Not everyone makes it.
Exactly.
So, but yeah,
Going back to like school and football. So I know you said this year you're trying to move away from college football and like just to focus more on your studies and stuff. So what was like your mindset on that? Because
yeah, it was kind of torn because a huge part of me has always liked playing it, but then when you realize when you go there, you miss a month of summer
yeah,
to go for fall camp, and you're spending about 16 hours a day
God,
for like 2-3 weeks in camp.
it's
Like
lit-
16 hours a day of football. I mean, you're up by 7 and you're done by like 10.
People don't realize it's literally like your job.
No, it is. It's literally a job.
Yeah,
It's literally
yeah,
a business.
that you
And we
don't get paid for.
We don't even get paid. Division
Yeah,
3
yeah.
schools used to get paid.
Yeah,
But we don't get any deals and stuff. I mean, there might be some under the table stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
that makes
um,
sense.
No, I mean during the school year it'd be like 4 or 5 hours a day. So you would have lift. Let's say it's a Monday. You would have lift like at 6 in the morning,
Oh my god.
and then you would have your school day, and then you would have practice, and then you would have film, and then you would have to study the plays.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, when am I going to have time for school?
Yeah.
And when am I going to have time to make money?
Yeah.
I'm not. So, I mean, I've done 2 years, and I've kind of realized that this is not for me. I mean, this year I was a second string, but, I mean, probably have a really good chance of playing my junior year, but my mind is more focused on my career and making money. Because I know that, like, less than 1% is going to make it pro. And to be honest, like, yeah, you make a lot of money going pro, but you spend a lot of it trying to keep yourself healthy.
Yeah.
And that's you don't have a guaranteed spot at all. You don't have a stable life
unless you are that guy.
Yeah, unless you're him, then your life is going to be like set forever. But a lot of dudes, they're just on practice squads.
Yeah.
And
you're like not even like
no. Yeah. Not it's just not stable. You're constantly moving to different states. And then you see guys like Tua. I mean, he looked like a possum when he got knocked out. He looked like a possum playing dead. Like this. Like that. Like what is that? He gets 3, 4 concussions in a season, and they want to keep playing.
No.
I'm good. I'd rather leave the sport healthy. Yeah, because I've been healthy most of it. I mean, I had a couple setbacks in high school, but for the most part, I've been healthy. So I just want to focus on that.
Football's not guaranteed either, because I mean, you could go out there tomorrow and crack your neck and you're done for.
Yeah.
But there's
a lot of the greatest players.
Yeah. There's one thing that people can't take away from, and that's your education. So I mean, you get your degree. Yeah. Nobody can take that away from you. You could always be able to find a job with your degree. Yeah. Especially with a degree that requires a lot of effort and time. I mean, like a STEM major, or even like. I mean, I don't want to dog on the business majors, but but like that's definitely the easiest major is business. Yeah. But like when you're doing something in STEM and you want to play sport too, it's very hard because it's like you have a full-time job as a student, but then you also have a full-time job as a player. I don't know how
you did that for 2 years.
Because I mean, I was a biomed major my freshman year. God. It wasn't like where I transferred over to psych our sophomore year. Because, I mean, dude, I remember my chemistry professor, you're going to need about like 15, 20 hours of memorizing all these formulas. Oh, yeah, on top of my other 20 hours of studying film and my other 3 classes I got to do. And working out and waking up.
It's literally impossible.
And I'm not even getting paid for it. Why am I still doing it?
Yeah.
No, it's impossible. And I don't understand, like, I guess I understand because school's first, obviously. So school hours and studying goes before that. But then I don't understand how these colleges like make these. I understand they need to practice and whatnot because I remember having to practice a lot too. But how they have these kids spend so much time, like there's no balance. Like how do you even balance that? It's not impossible.
It's funny you say that because the coach is like, school first, academics first. It's literally sports first.
Yeah, no.
That's what it is.
That's what they have to say that.
Yeah.
They say it
it's
otherwise.
It's a brotherhood. Meanwhile, it's favoritism. Meanwhile, it's senior hierarchy where if you're a 5th or 6th year, you're on the field. The freshmen and sophomores, you're riding the pine, or you're not even dressing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm out. I'm done with this.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel bad for people that are not even playing because it's like you're practicing and putting in all this work to have a shot, yes, but then you're sitting on the bench during the games and you're like, why am I even here? I'm not getting better. I'm just sitting here. I'm not getting seen by scouts to go somewhere else or.
And the thing is too is what a lot of people don't understand for college athletes is that it's not really so much the skill for why a lot of people don't make it. It's a lot of it is who you know and the opportunity.
Yep.
Guys like me, it wasn't my skill. I mean, we could watch film. I mean, I was making dudes touch earth. That wasn't a problem. It's just the fact that I didn't really have the opportunity to go in. Yeah. So I wasn't going to play. And I remember this year, it was probably one of the best seasons I could have had if you want to consider high school and then college. I mean, I had moved from safety to slot receiver. That's something I changed. No one made that decision for me. I made the decision. People were surprised. I mean, I literally flawless routes, didn't mess up any plays, caught every ball. I was snatching people. I was winning majority of my one-on-ones. And then, I'm second string. I'm like, you know what? I might be able to play. I might be able to show what I got. So we're about halfway through the season. I haven't really touched the field. We have a developmental squad. I start on that, but I don't play on the actual team. I just suit up. And what was it? I got demoted to like third string. I was like, what? Why did I get demoted? And I asked my coach, I'm like, is there anything I could do to improve? I didn't say, oh, why is he starting or whatever. I didn't want to do that. So, I asked him, is there anything I could work on that maybe could help me play more? He's like, man, I don't know what to tell you. You've been flawless all year. And I was like, so why is this guy in front of me?
You're the best player we have. And you're third string.
Well, I know. Yeah, I know that's a joke. I know that's a joke, but we actually had one guy on our team that, he was phenomenal. Yeah. Phenomenal.
And he was fifth string. He's the greatest player, but he never saw a day.
Greatest player to sit on the bench.
He had about like 2,000 yards already by our
That's
sophomore
crazy.
year, and then he ended up trying to go to a better school so he can get money for what he's doing. Yeah. He ends up he ends up walking on to a D2, and he's just like everybody else.
Oh my!
So next thing you know, he's not playing at all. He actually ends up dropping out of college in football. He's done now. Now he's just doing construction work. And that guy, he's very good, but when you see that and you're like, dude, he's so good, and then he tries to go to a different school, doesn't play at all. It's like, dang.
Yeah.
But anyway, this guy they had put above me, the only reason why is because I didn't want to be on kickoff.
Are you serious?
I didn't want to be on kickoff. And now some people, could judge that. Why don't you want to be on kickoff, if that means you'll play? Personally, for me, when it comes to kickoff and kickoff return, that's where you get injured the most.
You're getting
And personally, for me, I kind of have PTSD from it because when I was a kid, I was like 12 at the time, we were on kickoff returning, and I had my buddy. He caught the ball, and we're both running. I try and lead block, but some other guy in kind of the middle part of, our little setup we had, he missed his block, and some guy came in and dove straight at his head, speared him, and I literally watched his eyes literally fly, go to the back of his head, and I was just like, from that day on, dude, I literally could not be on special teams. I couldn't. It's bad. And
After
then you see ambulances
like
coming and people trying to resuscitate them and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't want to be on kickoff.
Yeah.
If that means that I don't play because I don't want to be on kickoff because I don't want to have CTE, I'll take it. I'll just leave and focus on the career. So that's why I'm kind of done.
No, that's completely fair.
Yeah.
I feel like what you said earlier is so true about it's not you could be the best player in the world, but it's about who you know and your opportunities. Because there were, in baseball, I remember there were some kids that were they were okay. They were pretty good, but because of their dads knew the coach, or they knew this guy who was an ex-baseball player or whatever. They were getting the more opportunities. They were the ones that were going and playing for these out-of-state these out-of-state tournaments and whatnot. And I got invited to a few of them, and I actually went to some of them because they invited me and they needed an extra player, and I was very grateful for that. But if that wasn't the case, I wouldn't have gone to any of those or anything like that. Because I'm just trying to play and be the best I can. But at the same time, there's Jimmy over here who knows Bo Jackson. Barry Bonds he knows Barry Bonds' dad, and he's like, oh, I can get you in. I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't want to. All right, so. Going based off that, Samson actually knows a lot about that with the favoritism and being the coach's kid and playing a lot more and stuff like that. I'm not saying he was the coach's kid. We had someone on our team who was the coach's kid. I'm not going to use names, but we had a kid on the team and always last in the conditioning, win sprints, and super lazy, always whine and stuff, but always got what he wanted. Yeah. And that affected people like Samson, who, didn't really play that much in high school, unfortunately. And he was probably our best shooter on the team, to be honest. And that's not me meat munching or anything.
Yeah.
That's
being glazing.
I'm glazing. But let's be real here. He was one of our best shooters, and he barely played. And I don't know if he wants to talk about it at all, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it was definitely you could tell it was just the whole situation. I was just trying to do my best. I would show up to every practice, even go to the extra optional practices, just try and get shots up, see what I could do to be better. Kind of like what Sean said whenever he was up in college, and just you're doing everything good, but you're on the bench. I don't know, like, I get you have people that have been there for a minute and you've rode with that team even through, like, AAU seasons and all that. Like, I get those guys, without a doubt. But it's, like, other people that just came on the team and stuff, and, like, I've been on there, like, I don't know. I feel like you got to give me some credit a little bit.
Give them an opportunity,
exactly.
at least.
I mean, when you remember, what was that one game? Didn't you come in for like the last 10 seconds?
Oh, it was against golf.
They hit a 3, and it's like he's in
I was
for
in for 30 seconds.
30 seconds, hits a cluch 3. But why isn't he in the rest of the game?
Yeah.
When we got some guys on our team that are like, I mean, they're normal people, and that's not even to make fun of people, but like. I mean,
they're not clutch. They're not. They're not
They're not him. They're not himmy.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They're. He's just.
No IQ.
But yeah,
No, they're just. Obviously, they're just not.
No,
they're just not good.
nah, like you got like
get off the court.
you got like you straight up. You got like freshmen.
this man
going
outta
over-
here.
You got like freshmen and sophomores going in before me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
No.
Trust
Yeah,
me, dude.
like straight up.
Yeah, do 8th graders. 8th
Oh
graders.
my. I mean, okay. I'll say
Yeah.
if an 8th grader is solid, okay, maybe. But like, if
Yeah,
the
but-
8th grader's out there dribbling the
bro.
basketball like this, I mean,
Bro,
come on.
It
every
was like
time,
that.
every time he touched the ball, it was a travel.
Yeah.
Like literally, he had a traveling problem, big time, especially off his
Lose
first
the
step.
ball.
Every time, bro. And
It's
I'm
just
like, how do I see this? And then every time after that, coach would look at me, just try and like decide whether to put me in or not, and then he'd look back. I'm just like, bro.
Okay, that might be like a thing where it's like I want the younger people to learn so that when they are
The thing is,
they'll be good.
what? Yeah, exactly. He was looking forward to the future.
The
of
future
team.
already, but then it's like, hey, what about the
then
guys that are right here, right now?
Meanwhile, a year later, after that season, he transfers. So it's like, what have you
What does
been
it
building
matter?
this entire time?
Yeah.
For
It
another
doesn't matter at all.
school.
You're
Yeah.
literally building somebody up for some other school.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get you're trying to get the best possible for your team, but you don't know exactly what their option is too. Like
Yeah.
anything could happen.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to sports in general, like whether it's basketball or baseball or football, all I know is like you could be out there every day before practice, after practice, throwing, shooting, doing drills, whatever you got to do, and there just may be times where you just don't get that opportunity, whether it be from favoritism or just whatever, because it's not like you're not working hard. You're out there every day doing what you got to do. I remember I would be out there every day throwing with my partner, doing long toss or whatever, working on my pitching. And I remember when I was a freshman and a sophomore, I used to hit. And it got to a point where I wasn't hitting very well, and he just took me out. I wasn't hitting anymore. I never really got the opportunity to hit after that. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I can give up hitting. I'm going to be the best pitcher I can be, though. So I worked on my pitching and all that. And I did but I was the closer. I did close quite a bit my senior year. I remember, I was relief pitcher of the year that year. I remember that. And then junior year, I relieved a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of the opportunities that I could have had, I don't know. I don't know. I think I could have had more opportunity, and there was a lot of people that ended up going to college for baseball, whether it be, a community college or D1 or whatever. And I remember looking at myself, and I would just say, like, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I just not good enough to play my sport? Like, I've been doing this every day. I'm out here. There'll be days where I'm out there all by myself doing what I got to do. And then there's these other kids out here that I see them on the bench, or I see them doing this and that. And I'm like, I'm working so hard, and they're getting these opportunities. Like, what is wrong with me? And I've come to realize it's not a me thing, because I mean, yes, you can always work harder, but at the end of the day, it's not a you thing. It's more of just like, things happen for a reason, and obviously baseball just wasn't supposed to be my thing. That's a God thing right there. That's just the plan.
It just depends too on whether they like give you a shot or not.
Yeah.
That's all it literally rides on, is if like the person coaching you actually gives you that shot to like prove yourself, and a lot of the times they don't. That's just how it is.
Yeah. And the thing is, I feel like I was given a lot of opportunities, and I feel like I did prove myself a lot. But then there were these other kids that very rarely pitched, or they pitched maybe once or twice, and they were the ones that were getting to go to college for baseball. And I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't the hardest thrower. I was very selective, and I had a lot of different pitches, but I wasn't the hardest thrower. Kids throwing in the high 80s and whatnot during high school, and that just wasn't me. And those are the kids that, even though they had maybe 2 pitches, they were the ones that were going to college, and that's because at the end of the day, they see it as, well, he's throwing 86. I can get him to push 90. This guy's throwing low 80s. I have a better shot with the guy that's throwing high 80s to get him to be, better, I guess. I don't know. But that's just how I see it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Everything happens for a reason. I firmly believe that. So.
I know you played baseball, too, because isn't your dad a coach and everything?
Yeah, he's a coach over at the high school Samson and I went to. Yeah. And then before that, he was actually at a big-time school at Carrollwood Day. Where they had won they went to the state Final Four, like in 2017 or 2018. Wow. Yeah, I mean they had some they were stacked.
How did he feel about you pursuing football more than baseball, or did he not really care that much?
I think for him he'll always be biased towards baseball because he actually went to the minors for baseball.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
That's cool.
And he was actually well, he could play anywhere. But he was a pitcher.
Okay.
He threw 94, I think, in high school.
Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And
that's pretty good.
Really
94 in high school is pretty good. I
mean,
really?
he threw a perfect game in high school too, and it was all over the newspaper. It was on a newspaper and stuff. He still has it with him. Where did he go? I don't think it was. No, it wasn't Grover Cleveland. Was it? Anyway, but no, he was pretty good, and he went to the minors. And the reason why he said that he got let go is because they moved him to catcher, and he immediately just stopped trying because he didn't want to play the position. He stopped trying. But anyway, he has a little bit of a bias, but I'm the one who told him that I wanted to play.
Yeah,
he's not the one who made me play because for me, I've always been I'm naturally built for baseball.
Okay,
that's just how I am. I'm just built for baseball, but. I was like, well, my favorite player is Ray Lewis. I love the Baltimore Ravens, Ed Reed and all them. Okay. So I was like, man, I want to play. Yeah. So then I remember my first year, I was scared. I was scared of contact. I'm not gonna lie. I'm 8 years old. I'm scared.
Off rep, you're always.
Yeah. I see. I mean, my very
Unless
first.
You're a literal There's nothing in your brain. There's no way.
My very first game, we were in Dade City, and if you know anything about the people in Dade City, them boys come to play. And I remember my very first time, I'm playing running back. I got the ball, and I got clotheslined. I mean, the guy literally ripped my face, and I'm just out. But the thing was, I didn't cry or anything. I just got up immediately afterwards. And then I was like, all right, this ain't that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Once you get that first leg,
once it happens, it's you're oh, okay, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I have a lot of experiences with football at that age, too.
I'm sure.
We were in Manatee County, too, and I remember, dude, I was just bullying the fuck out of this team. I was just bullying them. Yeah. I don't mean to swear, but it was bad. Yeah. I mean, and this team was good. They were good. I mean, these dudes, when you want to talk about wanting to play, these dudes want to play. And half my teammates were talking about what Xbox game they were playing. And wanting chicken nuggets from McDonald's.
Hunter. That'd be definitely Hunter.
Wanting chicken nuggets from McDonald's. I remember that game. I got in some dude's face. I grabbed him by the jersey. I was like, man, quit talking about chicken nuggets. We losing. But I had lost a tooth that game, and I remember, dude, I hit some kid so hard. Literally a few plays later, he goes up from behind me and tries to elbow me in the back of my helmet. I'm like, what is that?
What are you doing?
And, this is also the school or the team. I find out later that a guy juiced the ref because they were losing. But that's we're going a little bit off topic here. But I mean, I've always liked football more than baseball because I would just be bored. I played second base and I played left field. Okay. And when you're in left field, as a 12-year-old, you're standing there
straight.
You're just literally picking in between your legs,
picking the grass.
Yeah.
I feel like baseball would just be a lot more boring to play.
When you're little, it's really
when you're little, it's boring. But when you get older, I mean,
so much fun.
It gets a lot. It gets a lot more fun. I remember we were in high school now. and we're playing, what is it, Lakeland Christian School?
Christian.
And
a stacked team.
All right, so our team was garbage our sophomore year. I had just
That was
transferred.
bad.
I had just met Samson. So I went to a previous school. I had transferred. And this team, all of them are like Vanderbilt commits or like University of Florida commits. And then there's us, math club nerds. And chess
drama kids.
Chess club kids.
No.
I'm like the only athlete there.
Yeah.
And you're getting mercy
And
ruled.
I mean, my lord. I mean, in the first inning, I'm just like standing here watching our pitcher throw the ball in the dirt. And I'm just like bored out of my mind. I'm like, man, the ball's never going to hit to me. And then next thing you know, this guy throws a meatball over the middle. And I just watch a 450-foot nuke just over the
Shooting star.
over the scoreboard.
Oh man.
But yeah, dude. But baseball was just it was interesting. I think I've always liked football more. I just liked hitting people. I don't know. I just liked hitting people.
Taking out your frustration.
I just did, especially dudes that think they're all that.
That you know, like need. They need a good hit.
Yeah, or just like lower your shoulders, just pop them in the mouth. Oh, it feels good. And then you high step over them like Allen
They
Iverson.
need a reality check.
Just gone. Yeah. But I think he's always wanted me to play baseball. And sometimes, I mean, even recently, actually, I've thought about, man, maybe I should have stuck with baseball.
Yeah.
I was actually pretty good. I was normally a leadoff. I would be the guy to steal bases. I remember when I was younger, I mean, in one season, I had like 64 stolen bases in a season. 64. Yeah, it was like the exact number, too. I'll never forget. Yeah, I'll never forget.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's against younger kids, so, I mean, it's going to be easier. But,
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's just something I always had a knack for, and my dad was like, well, you know, you're in college. Maybe you could go steal some bases for the baseball team or something. So that should definitely show you he still wants me to play.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
no.
Would you consider playing baseball now? Or is that
I mean, I did consider it, actually. I did consider it. But then I was just like,
Or you think it would be the same thing with football?
honestly, I don't think it would be the
think
same
so.
thing. I just think it would be a different culture.
Yeah.
And looking at the guys
Have
on
to
the
adjust
team,
to
it's
it.
definitely different than the
you
guys
really
on the
want.
football team.
It'd take you a little bit to adjust.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
It's a little like not off topic, but like when I think of baseball players, I think of like the F boys.
Dickheads.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Pit Viper,
The douchey
like the
people.
douches.
Yeah.
But then I remember I'd be in the dugout and I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at them. I'm like, you're that stereotype. And I look at myself. I'm like, am I? Is that
Everybody's
me?
looking at you like the exact same.
Yeah.
I feel like I was pretty tame though. Like I was a chill, calm kid. I was, in IB in high school. I was doing my thing, and then I look at the other kids. They're like partying, whatever, blah blah. And I'm like, am I him? Am I that guy? I was like, I don't know.
Oh, but the guys on the soccer team and the baseball team at my school, they're definitely the F-boys of the school.
Yeah.
And then you got the guys on the football team that are straight up meatheads. They probably do some sort of juicing. I know some of them do HGH. I know that's legal, but it's like a legal steroid.
Yeah.
And you do. Look, dude. Get out of here, bro. You can't even touch your knees, bro. You're so stiff. I mean, we got a guy on our team. He's a very good linebacker, but that dude is built like Mr. Incredible, dude. Literally looks exactly like it. Literally looks exactly. Cool dude, great player, but dude, get off the juice.
When that guy's got to get a 9-to-5 office job, he's gonna be looking at like the
Yeah.
like the meme, like
Oh my! Driving home from his 9 to 5, like the Mr.
Yeah,
Incredible.
no, dude, he literally looks like him. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. It's wild.
Oh
My,
my
that's
gosh.
a lot of content that we've had. Just talking about
That's not even,
school
dude,
to
that's,
sports.
dude, that's not even all of it, dude.
Yeah, I know. We can
You
sit here
gotta
for
save
hours
you gotta
and
save a
hours.
couple
Yeah.
if you come on again.
Yeah.
So we'll save a
That was
couple.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, we always do a segment on this podcast called the National Holiday segment. So it's where we just go through the national holidays of today. So there's a couple today, and we're gonna go through them. Number one is National Epilepsy Week.
Oh no.
So if you have
Really?
epilepsy,
Wow.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
oh, there's a lot of them you don't even
There's
know
a
are things.
lot.
I had a buddy who actually has epilepsy.
Oh really?
I think
Yeah,
I know
he ended
somebody
up
that has
moving to I think Puerto Rico or something like that. one of the funniest dudes I've ever met. But with him, he had to sleep with his parents like all the way until like senior year of high school because it's that bad. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, it was scary.
Is there even a treatment for epilepsy?
EpiPen.
I don't.
Just an EpiPen is the only thing I know to treat it for like
I don't
temporarily.
think you can ever really like
like get rid of that.
Get rid of it. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, the next one is World Goth Day.
Don't look at me.
You were really talking about goth girls before we started.
Yeah, so all the goth girls, today is your day. I mean, when you're watching this, it won't be. Thank goodness. But today is your day. Wait, today's Monday. So yeah,
Today is Monday.
For you,
Usually
yesterday.
you don't film on Mondays.
Yeah.
But,
So for you, yesterday was your day.
yeah.
Next one is Sherlock Holmes Day. I never watched Sherlock Holmes like that.
I've seen the movies with Robert Downey Jr.
I never
They're
watched
okay.
it. Isn't that a TV show too?
Yeah, there's a TV show too. And
Yeah.
the TV
We
show's
talked
actually
about-
not bad either.
We talked about it the other day when we were playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's Sherlock Holmes. You're like, no, that's the other guy. Who's the other guy? I don't remember.
Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the same. It's fine.
No, they're not. They're not the same at all.
Next, we have it's National Vanilla Pudding Day.
That's a good day.
Yeah.
That
And
is
National
gas.
Solitaire Day.
Oh yeah.
You guys like solitaire?
That's like
I used to
It's a very
play
calm
with my
game.
the
grandma.
most generic passing time game you could probably play.
Yeah, it's an OG.
It's a
I
valid
feel like
game.
everybody plays that. Like mainly older people play it on their like when they want time to pass. But
And
I
the
never played it.
last national holiday of the day is it's National Safe Boating Day.
Something
Yeah.
Justin doesn't do.
Justin didn't do that.
No, I actually have like 2. I feel like every time my family and I go out on the boat, there's always something that happens. Like every time. I'll tell a quick one, but there's a boating story I have for next week's episode that happened to me that we haven't been able to get to. But one real quick, I remember I was with my friend from high school, and his family and my family went out boating, and we went to a sandbar, and we were chilling there for the whole day, and we were just hanging out and whatever, playing games, playing baseball on the dune or this dune, whatever. And later on in the day, it starts getting really windy, and we're like, oh, well, I mean, it happens. We're out in the middle of the ocean, whatever. And it starts getting, dark out, like, deeper in the ocean. We're like, that's interesting. So then eventually it gets closer and closer, and it starts getting super windy, like super bad. And our things are flying around. The floaties are going in the air. The boat's tipping, this and that.
My.
And we're like, all right, it's time for us to leave. So thankfully we left when we did, because as soon as we got in the boat, downpour, just everywhere, downpour. And I was on a different boat than my parents, and it was me and my friend from high school and his uncle or one of their friends or whatever. And he's a boater, he's a fisherman, so he's got like a radar on his boat and all that stuff. So it gets so bad to the point where we can't even see anything. Like, we can't see our family on the other boat and all that. So we end up going a different direction than them to go back home. And it got so bad out in the ocean because we were trying to, like, go around it so that we didn't get caught in it. It got so bad that we had to put on life jackets, get under, like, lay down flat on the boat, put our heads under, like, a thing to cover our faces, and just sit there for, like, 15 minutes to make sure that the boat wasn't going to flip or anything like that. So I think that's the most scary boating experience I have. And then the whole time my parents are on a different boat and they're trying to survive too. Then we finally get back and everyone was fine. But I remember that's probably the scariest experience I've ever had on a boat before. Like, it was bad.
Well, hopefully it's not any worse because Samson knows about that one story I told you. Remember that one story? I have that buddy. And his brother.
No,
yeah,
stop.
I'm not
That's terrible.
gonna say it on here, but I hope that nothing too horrible happens to you.
No,
Because this one dude, I looked up to this dude. I'm not gonna say it on here, but I looked up to this dude like a lie, and then he got into an accident, and his life's been changed forever. Like something.
Like a boating accident?
and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boating is super
bro, it's
dangerous.
local.
Yeah, it was local.
Like
Really?
Yeah.
local. Like 5 minutes away local.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't want to go too in depth about that, but yeah,
Well, that's an after pod talk.
Yeah. Or just never talk about
Exactly.
it.
But yeah, so okay, I want to move, just backtrack a little bit more towards Sean. So because you completely skipped over this part, but
Oh yeah,
So-
we didn't talk about this one.
so we've known you for I don't even know
Since
how
sophomore
long.
year.
Sophomore year, however long that's been, like 4 years, right?
Was that 4? Is that 4?
Yeah,
Sophomore year,
January of sophomore year.
3.5 years.
About.
something like
3.5
that.
years.
Something like that.
Something like
It's
that,
about
yeah.
3 to
We
4.
don't need the exact.
So, how did you initially meet all of us? And now, I mean, you kind of, like, whenever you met me, kind of opened
You,
it up to everybody else. But,
okay,
like,
okay.
how did you meet me?
Well, you want me to talk about that? Yeah. Man, we were in art class, and I was like, man, I got art class, and we got some weirdos. Now, there's nothing wrong with people that like art, but if you know about some people that are too into art, they're kind of... But no, one day we were in class, bored out of our minds.
Yeah,
And
bro,
our
that was like
teacher
every
didn't
day.
do anything. I mean, we literally just sat around on our phones the whole day. And I see this dude watching Markel Fultz. Like, after this was when he just got into the league and he had the shoulder injuries.
Okay.
That was
And he shot, like, I mean, dude. Like
We'll pull up a clip
walk
for
like,
you.
Like, walk like an Egyptian type
Oh,
stuff. That's how his release looked. And we connected through that. A Markel Fultz video of us making fun of the way he shot. Because he couldn't hit any free throws or anything. Like, it was just horrible.
God.
And then it just kind of progressed, and then we were like roast on some of the people
Then
at
we
our
looked
school.
at even more different jump shots like Lonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my. God.
Yeah, and then didn't I meet you through Warzone?
I think one time I just joined a FaceTime call and you were in it, and then we just started talking.
Yeah, because I remember Samson was like, yeah, you know, I got a buddy that we could play with. He'll carry us through Warzone. Still does.
I think I did. I think I had like a small interaction with you at one of Samson's football games. It wasn't like a huge thing, but it was just like I think that's my first time seeing
Dude,
you.
that's so
Maybe.
long ago.
Yeah, it was the one where like I didn't get my assignment done.
That was like half of the game. Actually, that was all the games you go into. So
Yeah. But yeah, I think I remember just talking to you on FaceTime, and we were just talking about like how we didn't get girls. Talking about how like we're too nice of people and that like just going, and then now we both have girls, so it doesn't
What's it called? What's that group of people called? Gosh, the ones that don't get women. What are they called?
Virgins.
No. No, they're like a specific group, and they think that like women are the problem, and that they're like
red pill.
No, not red pills. They're.
I don't think women are the problem.
No, it's a group of guys that like don't get women at all. But then they think they don't get women because women are the problem, and they're like, "Oh, I'm such a great catch. Like, how do women not like me?"
I don't know.
I
the
don't know.
name.
We literally have no idea.
Because women also do that too.
Yeah.
No, not Andrew Tate fans.
Fans, yeah.
I forget what it's
I
called.
mean, that one's complicated because there's both problems on either side.
Yeah.
But I swear it was from Warzone when we actually
I
talked.
think we played. We definitely did play a couple of Warzone.
And I was absolutely atrocious. My God, was I bad.
Hunter's gonna admit it.
Yeah. And then Justin, what was it? Was it
I
Longhorn?
swear it was.
It might have been
Longhorn.
It had to have been Longhorn.
When
It
Colton
was
looked
the
like
time
the
where-
waiter,
Yes.
and then he ordered
Didn't-
the
ordered
plain-
his burger.
Yeah.
Was that him, the bacon burger with no bacon?
It was
Dude, I swear
either
that was somewhere
one-
else.
Bro, I forgot. Do you remember the moment where he
Dude,
said
that had to
the
have been Wendy's.
bacon
Oh, not
burger
Wendy's,
with no
Chili's.
bacon?
I think that was.
I don't
Chili's.
remember.
That was
That was at.
Chili's.
I think it was at Chili's. I was there. Yeah. I was
Yeah,
there.
That
It was
one was at
like,
Chili's.
Can I get a bacon burger with no bacon?
It's like,
Yeah, bro.
and everyone is just.
What are you?
My. That was.
I found it. They're called incels. Incels.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't really hang out with people that talk about that too much. Women are the problem.
Yeah.
Well,
But you just gotta be realistic with it. Like, I mean, obviously you're gonna have problems, either side. So
exactly.
Yeah,
those are people that just can't accept their own flaws.
Those are the Reddit users. It's okay.
Well, this is the thing, because like a lot of dudes get heartbroken and immediately hate women, and then a lot of women get heartbroken and immediately hate men.
Yeah,
but the thing,
fatherless behavior activates.
304.
Or then they switch sexuality.
But no, what people need to understand is because we have like all these roles being reversed and all this other gender problems and whatever. But what people need to realize is that like when there is healthy femininity and healthy masculinity, it's actually a great balance, and there's a great energy between that. And when we actually work together, there's something beautiful behind it.
You're lying.
But it's true, but we don't really have that these days.
Yeah.
Because there's so many stereotypes for both groups. And then, there's all sorts of stories.
Some of them are true though.
Some of them are stereotypes are true to some extent. But that's just because a large group. But there are still people out there that are good. There's just not enough.
Yeah, exactly. Slim pickings.
Listen, as Dylan Acosta, not me, I didn't say this. On the record, I did not say this. Dylan Acosta said this. He said, stereotypes are earned, not given.
We'll have him talk about that one.
Well, definitely.
Yeah, just threw him under the bus.
Just for the record. That's not me. Yeah.
But yeah, so met him through Mark Elfolt's videos. Yeah. You was Warzone, but I met you through him. And then Justin was the final piece with Longhorn. And that was around the time where some people were having issues with women.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, why is your girlfriend calling me?
She would call everybody though, like literally Colton, me.
She called or you guys more than him.
Yeah, she called Colton probably the most, I think, at that time, right?
Oh,
the best.
Really good friends with.
Yeah,
Colton.
like
really good friends.
Really good friends. Like it was bad.
Oh, he's just a friend.
No.
And speaking of also problems, you didn't even know how to talk to girls at that point.
No, dude, no.
Bro, I remember, I swear, I remember when you messaged me this. You texted me or FaceTime called me, I forgot. You said, oh, bro, this girl said WID. How do I respond to that? Like straight up. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, ain't no way this dude said, how do you respond to what are you doing?
Because I didn't know what it meant.
You could say anything, and it would probably fly.
See, the proper way to talk is actually saying all the words rather than abbreviating. But now I developed
IOL, YT, or Y2.
Our culture is too lazy to type extra letters.
HBU for how about you? It's like, come on.
Like, we can't type the entire word now, apparently.
Then I learned to adopt that, too, because I'm just like, whatever. Yeah. But no, dude, that was a struggle. We've met some interesting people. Well, at least me, my phase were... I would literally go to Samson to help me with this because I'm like, dude, I don't talk to women. I literally would do school sports.
We would be on FaceTime. Sports. Dissecting.
School sports video games was my life.
Like,
very
straight up
boring.
Dissecting messages, like encrypting them.
Yeah, now it's not a problem.
Yeah.
But it's like...
That was
dude,
bad.
It was bad.
That was really bad.
Yeah, dude, I got some stories, but that might be for a different time.
Yeah, definitely is.
No, dude, it's bad. Yeah,
oh, my goodness.
Huh? How do I meet you? Was it through basketball? It was, right? Was it at the Connerton?
It was Connerton?
Yeah, it was at the Connerton courts. Yeah. It was the Connerton courts. That's when Ben used to be pretty good, too. I'm just messing with you, Ben.
Burn?
Yeah. Was it both of them, the Connerton?
I swear it was. I literally had, and I'm at Kawa too.
I swear, I don't think I was at that one. I don't think I was at that day.
I swear you were there.
You
were definitely there.
Because I remember one day that I missed, and then T-Jazz showed up. That day, I remember I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, that day
I missed
you weren't
that
there.
one.
I remember that. What? No. I think because the only reason why I knew Samson was literally because of Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did go to Sun Lake. Yeah, for all of freshman year and then the first half of sophomore.
I went to Sun Lake for a small period too, and I hated it.
That school was horrible. You know how many people say, "Oh yeah, I've transferred from there."
It's
I don't
such a
blame
bad.
you. It's not a. It's
like
not
the layout, the teacher, everything is just so bad.
Waitman looks like a little prison. Like the middle school?
Like
No,
I
that's Rushi.
passed.
So does
Rushi.
Rushi is
Yeah,
one of the worst middle schools you can go to.
I passed by. I'm like, oh my god! Like,
I mean,
I
I had
the
some
difference.
I had some pretty good friends there, but that is what made up
Yeah.
for how bad the school was. I mean, my science teacher, she got arrested previously in Orange County for assault and battery against her mother. Believe it or not, yeah, she was my science teacher.
Throwing hands.
Yeah, she
No.
beat she beat her mom up, and next thing you know, she's my science teacher.
Danny's neck.
Wild,
Yeah.
bro.
And then I saw her at Crunch. Yeah, I saw her at Crunch recently.
I remember when the Wharton High School, whenever I went to Wharton for that very brief period, like that was the worst year in school history. And I remember I saw the principal who resigned, but we all know that dude definitely got fired basically was gonna get kicked out because that was terrible. But yeah, he was working out at Crunch one day. I saw him like, that dude looked familiar.
What about that language arts teacher I had? She was new. She was from Puerto Rico. She actually got in trouble for watching child pornography. And had
At
gotten
school?
At school.
What?
Yeah.
No
and then
way.
she got arrested, and then she was gone.
No way,
Yeah.
Bro,
That's
watching
very-
kids.
you gotta be bold to
Yeah.
watch
Yeah.
to watch something at school.
Yeah.
Like what? No way.
Yeah, dude. It was a short little Puerto Rican woman watching child
Hello, welcome to
pornography.
class.
Little
Everybody
kids. Just little kids. My thing is how do they get these kids to go on those videos to be,
They're forced?
Yeah,
Like,
they're-
what are
Yeah.
well, I know that, but I'm saying like the black market, and, like the dark web and stuff. Like,
It's called human
No, that's
trafficking.
crazy.
Yeah.
Sex
That's
trafficking.
literally
literally,
sex
and
trafficking.
you're just into it. Little kids playing with Legos
It's
with no
just
clothes
people
on.
that just have something.
God,
wrong with
that's
their
crazy.
brains.
That's a line right
disgusting,
there.
yeah.
That's a line.
That's
a
horrible.
quote.
Nah, dude.
That is disgusting.
I don't know if this is true or not, but I saw a thing that was like 50% of human trafficking is sex trafficking.
Yeah.
50%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
When you see white vans driving
Right, you
by,
be
there's
walking-
probably a kid in
literally,
there.
you go to Tampa Premium Outlets over here. You could be walking to your car and just gone.
Yeah.
No, literally.
That's why you should never go out by yourself on it.
Bro, I literally did
if
the other
you're,
day.
well, I mean, if you're a woman.
But even
Especially if you're a
Yeah,
woman
especially if
these
you're a
days.
woman, you need to be having a
For
taser or
us,
something.
yeah, we can go outside by ourselves. Nobody's gonna do anything.
I mean, I don't know. They'll take anybody if they really want you.
Yeah. I mean, I used to have a guy who lived across the street in my
No.
neighborhood.
no,
And
don't
he
say
was
he
a-
got
yeah.
abducted or something.
No, he didn't abduct. He was doing the abducting. Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name either, dude. I like to keep that stuff just confidential.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a 13-year-old and a 17-year-old boy that he had played with. That's horrible.
That's why
That
every
sounds like
woman should carry like pepper spray, a shank,
Yeah, something.
or,
They need
or a
something.
shiv. Excuse me, a shiv. Use a shiv to shank people, not a shank to shiv.
I mean, dude, I could have been one of those victims. I remember one time I was biking from school in like 7th grade from
like,
Rushi.
come inside.
There was like this old
There's
man.
fun inside.
Offering me candy. But there's this old man. He was driving this red pickup truck, and he was staring at me and honking and smiling at me. I'm like, what the fuck? What is that?
Bro.
Hey.
Track star.
Yeah.
Turned into D1
That's where I got my
track
speed
star.
from, was that pedophile.
Oh my.
Dude. Oh my god.
Bro, I don't even know what we were talking about before now.
We're talking about how he met all of us.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
dissected and
That's how everything turned
Bro,
out.
you made
start
you
with
say
one thing, go to
it makes me
another.
think of Mr.
Oh my god. I'm gonna have, bro. I don't even know if
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
say
go-
that.
we're-
I'm
30
gonna probably mute
years.
that, but
We're not gonna go into that, but
Grandparents,
basically,
37
let's just
domes.
say
37
he was
around the world.
He was our middle school vice principal.
Assistant, yeah.
Yeah, he was our
vice.
middle school vice principal, and let's just say he really liked working with kids. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
That's why he was a
Yeah,
middle school principal.
good thing is he's in jail
Easy
now for a
pickings.
really long time.
Yeah. Specifically, young men.
Yeah.
No.
And then we had another science teacher who, Pink Friday.
Who? Oh no, I remember that.
I was Friday.
No.
Are you able to
You were in the
elaborate
class?
with?
No way.
Are you able to elaborate without being too specific?
Okay, Pink Friday, basically, at our
You
school,
had
we
to
pink.
wear something pink, and then you would get a reward for it.
Yeah. So
The reward is.
I forgot what it was
Pink
that
Friday.
you would get.
Pink Friday was made because in some school in a different state, some kid wore pink to school and got bullied. So then the next day, everyone at the school wore pink. Everyone at the school wore pink for him, and now we on every Friday would wear pink whatever on Friday, and you would get like I don't know, you get like a treat or something like candy
Extra
or whatever.
credit?
Or like I think one time, yeah.
Probably.
That's not the extra credit I'm talking about.
Yeah, school-based extra credit.
Oh yeah, it is
Or,
school
like,
based.
you
It's
get,
in
like,
the
a-
office.
Oh yeah, after class.
Yeah, after class extra credit. Let's watch some videos together.
Or you get like candy or something.
Oh
but-
yeah, candy too. The best bribing method: give the kid candy, he'll like you more. My
Anyway.
God.
So what happened?
So, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but he was in class one day, and there was this girl, and he was checking to see if people were wearing pink, and this girl was not wearing pink, but she was wearing it on the inside of her shirt, and he was like, "Oh, are you wearing pink?" He walks over to her and just goes, and he checks to see if she's wearing
You
pink.
cannot be serious.
No.
You might as well
Yes.
just ripped off her
Heiko
shirt.
was in the class.
He's in there.
Dude, you cannot be serious.
Is that about right? Sports bra was pink, and he was like, "Meep."
Oh,
Bro, that's wild.
Did you guys have that like two
No.
finger rule?
Yeah.
The spaghetti straw.
Yeah.
That's such a dumb rule.
Justin wants to.
No, it's wait.
That's a dumb rule.
It's literally for guys like that, dude. 'Cause it was... Ben, were you gonna say
I
something?
didn't mean it like that.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't know, it's just,
Yeah,
it's like
I mean,
whatever.
watch
What's the
out,
difference-
man.
Okay, what is this gonna be different from this?
I
What's
don't
the
know,
difference?
dude.
What's
I think the
difference?
thinner it gets, I mean, it's
The
just
more
easier.
you're distracting me from my academics. I need you to stop. You're
It
one
wa-
finger length.
The
apart
dress
from
code was a
distracting me.
little bit too much, but when you got girls pulling up with crop tops
Oh,
and
yeah,
like skirts with like no underwear or something, it's like
No,
Stop.
in high school that was worse. I remember girls walking to school like booty shorts. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? You're going to history in 5 minutes.
yeah. I mean, you're still developing. I mean, you got mosquito bites on your chest. It's like, and they're trying to wear these push-up bras and stuff. It's like, what are you doing?
Mosquito bites.
It's like, oh, they got you good.
oh my god.
But no, I mean, it was a little bit too much, though. 'Cause
Yeah.
They felt like they couldn't wear anything. We actually had a pretty relaxed dress. Well, we had a strict dress code at our private school, but it was relaxed for some
guys,
people.
yeah.
No, for girls.
Oh,
no,
for girls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
Really?
for people that were a little special.
Going back to the favoritism.
Yeah, favoritism. Like, I mean, I'm talking about like wearing hearts on like a white T-shirt, so you could literally see through the shirt.
Who
And then
can donate the most money?
yeah, whoever donates the most money, you can wear hearts over your nipples, you know,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
Ain't nobody want that stank. Nobody want it.
It's like, what is that?
Yeah, no.
But we can't wear.
But we wear a Nike logo more than 2 inches. We're getting flagged.
Wait, what?
We're getting pulled the red card.
Is that Fabletics?
Yeah.
Yeah, something that small. You can't wear that, but you can
Wait,
have
what?
like your nipples out as long as they're covered.
But you can't wear this?
No,
Why?
not even. No, unless it was the school's logo.
Yeah.
Why
And
were they
only-
That's
doing
why.
that?
That was
I don't
the
know.
cheat code, bro.
Yeah,
just wear everything.
Yeah, you just
school.
wear everything school.
And
like
it's just
school
all
themed.
relaxed clothing.
No
too.
way.
Yeah.
Make
Why?
any
That's so
sense.
dumb.
And wasn't it on Fridays we could wear? Oh, you could wear whatever you want as your
Yeah,
top.
something like that. Yeah.
Really, Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
My God.
This is like,
And you
that's
couldn't
a-
wear blue jeans. Like specifically
yeah.
blue jeans.
Yeah, you
but
could.
you
Why?
could wear like
Blue shirt?
green, blue. Yeah. You could wear
Green jeans,
green jeans, black
orange
jeans,
jeans.
gray jeans.
Oh my.
But blue ones, no.
Why? That's so dumb.
Yeah, it
All
doesn't
right, I'm
matter.
gonna pull up today in purple jeans. You know, like
Yeah, I know.
what?
No, it was interesting.
It's
At
BS.
least, but
BS.
No, So that
and
that
we made through
Literally
it.
BS.
that Friday top thing gives the same energy as like when teachers would be able to come in on Fridays and wear blue jeans. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Or yeah, pretty much. Or he'll come in t-shirts.
Now, how was your guys' school lunches?
Dude, like at middle school?
Yeah, like in middle school.
No,
like,
middle school, they were fire. They were so good. That's before Michelle Obama came and ruined everything.
Yeah,
The fat-free pizza?
High school got ruined.
No, the one thing I missed, and I was so mad when they took it out, was the little mozzarella sticks. They were like stuck together.
Oh,
and
yeah,
red
those
sauce
things
on the
were
side.
so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
dude.
God.
the
They were
marinara.
so
good.
Breadsticks with marinara sauce. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, they were so good. And then Michelle Obama was like, "You need to eat your carrots," and now we have like
I
slop.
remember that
Fresh out of a bag.
Nice and nutritious for you.
Muck. Like the Pokemon.
I remember the nachos too. That used to be really good too.
No, yeah, the nachos.
Yeah.
Dude,
Nachos were good.
the thing is, when the Obama administration came in, we had these like cheese cubes with like an Indian on the front, and I don't know if you guys.
What?
Yeah, a Native American. We would have it was a Native American
me
on
on
the
there?
packet. Oh,
Bruh.
and it was the worst thing I think I've ever had. It was like eating glue, like Elmer's glue. It was horrible. And the pizza used to be triangular shaped.
Not
Like
square.
now, for us it was a circle.
Circular.
It was a circle.
Oh, I remember
No,
those.
yeah. We used to get
Bro,
those
okay,
too,
those
yeah.
weren't that bad. Okay, compared
were
to
not
no, no, okay, no. Listen. Compared to everything else that we had, those were not that bad.
I beg to
don't
differ.
know.
Compared to other things, they were not terrible. They were okay. Now we might be thinking about different pizzas, but from the one I remember, it wasn't bad. It was okay.
Where'd you go? Pineview?
Pineview.
Yeah, that was really.
Wasn't there like a one food? It was like the bean burrito.
Bro,
Yeah,
you
we did.
Yeah, you
Bro,
remember
yes.
in like that plastic packaging? Yeah,
Bro,
bro.
if you eat anything with beans in a package, you need to go to the hospital.
This man be running out of class. Gonna be like Ben yesterday.
No.
I kid you not. We had this snack station. It ended up being named after someone. This lady. She ended up passing away, sadly, due to cancer.
So they give her a snack station.
They gave her a
She
snack
was the
station. They
lunch-
named
the
it
main
after her.
lunch lady.
And anyway, these kids, they would sell these like Gatorade or like Powerade, like kind of like Mio. You know, Mio. You could squeeze it into the. All right, so they would sell those to kids, but kids would literally drink the liquid.
Oh no!
And they were like half the size of this, and people would literally just.
That's disgusting.
crazy.
No, that's
It's just
Just
like
have a whole
their
purple
lips
mouth.
are all blue and stuff.
Blue, yeah.
Oh my god.
Nah, bro, that's crazy. That is not meant for that type of
No,
consumption.
no. But we would have like cookies and chips. Those are pretty good. But the school lunches, we would have
With the
Bro, I
Dorito bags
remember
that had
buying, like,
30%
cookies.
chip and
Oh, yeah,
70%
when it's
air.
like 25%
Yeah.
fat free, it's literally 25% more air. That's
Yeah.
all it is. That's all it is.
So literally how
It's
they
literally
do the-
more air. And they already gave you half the bag already. So now you only have like a third or a fourth of the bag.
Yeah.
You get like a solid 7 chips, and the rest are like
Yeah.
half chips.
And they're not even like caked in the flavoring at all. There's nothing there.
Nah,
It's
bro.
like,
You look at the bag, it's like, oh my goodness, there's like so many chips. Then you open it, and
It's
it's
just
just
air.
like you have to like put your head inside to find one chip.
for us, we had a share table. I don't know if you guys.
Oh
had that.
yeah, we had
Yeah.
a share
What's
table.
that?
Yeah, it was.
Bro, where you just dump a bunch of
Remember when
stuff in there that you don't
Dump
want.
the stuff that
oh
literally
yeah,
when
like
I- yeah.
it was just a bucket of
Yeah,
ice.
ours was
Yeah.
Ours was this big tray. It's like they put all their money into this thing, and it had the ice like you guys were saying. And I kind of felt bad for some of the kids because when you go to a public school, you got people that happen to be less fortunate than some other people.
They get all the leftovers.
So they get like the oranges that are like black. I'm talking about like milk that's frozen milk.
Gosh.
Are you serious?
They get
and
the
you see them
worst of it.
indulging in it, like chewing on it because they got nothing else. It was just, bro, what is that?
It was a sad place. I remember you'd go up to the bucket, and there would be like a milk, orange juice, and then like some ice. And you'd be like, well, that's it for today.
Yeah, I used to go there to try and get the chocolate milks.
Bro, drinking
The chocolate milk.
the more I think about it, drinking milk and orange juice in the same time was crazy.
Not good.
And having
That's a
mozzarella
wild
sticks,
combo.
That's why I got fat kids.
mozzarella sticks, orange juice, chocolate milk, and a cookie.
Schools were really looking out for our
It was
health.
nutritious.
I think
yeah, they were
probably
nutritious.
got worse when Michelle Obama came in. Like it got something
literally got
more
worse.
unhealthy for you.
No, literally.
Yeah.
Fat free, but it was not really fat free.
Yeah, no.
It was just less of the product.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing changed in high school. The only thing that changed in high school was they had a salad bar, and the salad bar was like just like a tiny freezer. It was like like 5
That you had to pay a lot for.
we
Yeah,
didn't even
for
have
like a
It was
little
all
salad.
a la carte.
And it
stuff.
was like dry salad, no meat in it. Just I felt like I was a cow. Just, oh no,
It's
grazing.
like you went outside and just picked the weeds out of it. Sorry, you know.
Oh my! I remember the freaking. I already mentioned this on previous podcast, but the grilled cheese.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Ice cold
Sorry.
grilled cheese.
We never
Because
had
I
that.
never, because I would run out of funds, right? And so I couldn't get all the stuff. They're all getting the nice stuff, good shit. And then I'm like over here, like, oh damn it, bro! I can't even get a PB and J.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Dude, the PB&Js, dude, they used to be nothing but peanut butter for me.
the Schmuckers.
Schmuckers.
The
Bro,
Uncrustables.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah, the
Uncrustables.
Schmuckers Uncrustables.
Oh, yeah.
Went crazy.
I just never really hear somebody say Schmuckers. I
don't
hear
know.
Uncrustables.
I don't know why that.
I
came to
have
my
no idea
mind,
why you
but-
said that. That was the first
Yeah.
time I've heard someone refer it to as that. But it was literally nothing but peanut butter. Just peanut butter. I'm like,
Yeah, sometimes. I remember when people would
protein.
always tear the lining off of it.
Yeah.
'cause it'd
Yeah.
be like that, just bread.
I used to do that as a kid, but then I just stopped doing it.
Yeah,
I
I
just
just
said
said
it's
it.
literally
I
the
mean,
same thing.
Yeah,
as-
it's just-
it's literally the same thing. But
No, bro. Those
Alright.
those grilled cheese, bro.
But bless the hearts of the people that used to cashier, because they would do everything. They'd be like, all right, what if I take off 50% of this and do this and that, just to try and get you
They
to have a
actually
meal?
do their job.
Yeah. And then they would, you could tell in their face, they would be like so upset. They'd be like, I have to take your tray. They give you this plastic bag or this,
Yeah,
this,
bro.
pa-
They were
this
the
paper. This,
They were the most
whatever
caring
bag.
people at school.
Yeah,
No, they were
why would
super
you want to
nice, yeah.
deny a kid? It's
Yeah.
like,
They-
imagine you look at these little kids.
I mean, some of them would even offer us free stuff at Rushi. Sometimes I would get free stuff, like or someone else, and it was like, oh, that's really nice. And then you go to your teacher that ends up beating their mom. And
like, here you go. Thank you guys for watching another episode of the podcast. Make sure you go like and subscribe on YouTube and go and look at it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Go rate 5 stars and
Yeah, thank you, Sean, for
thank you,
Yeah.
Sean, for coming on,
dude.
giving
Oh,
us
dude, this
your
was fun.
insight.
Hopefully, we'll have you on
Yeah.
again.
Oh, you probably will.
There's gonna be plenty more stories to talk about.
Oh yeah,
There's too many.
yeah. There's too many.
Next week, though, we might be having another special guest. Sneak peek, he's an artist, does some music. We're not 100% confirmed yet, but he is an artist.
If not, we'll have another one of our friends.
Yeah,
probably.
if not, we'll maybe have our boy Dylan on.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Or even Heiko.
Heiko,
Worst comes to
Heiko
worst.
needs to make a
Especially
return.
if the Heat do something crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. If the Heat go to the finals.
Now what do you mean? Now what do you mean by worst come to worst?
That's my boy.
Yeah.
I mean, we have scheduled guests. What I mean.
The Heiko diss.
Yeah, but you can't sleep on Heiko.
If Heiko. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
See ya.